If you are anything like me this year, you have been changing many, many things in your life. And a lot of people use the self-development industry as a way for them to change aspects about themselves. And it's not all cracked up to what it seems to be. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the self-development industry, then you're in the right place. So go ahead and check this video out. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you are new, and a welcome back if you've been around here a while. I am Kendra, this is Kendra Creates. This is my space for sharing my weight loss journey with you. I'll also have some commentary, which is what we're gonna do today. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit about me, and hopefully I can also support you on your weight loss journey if you're on one. And if that sounds good to you, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date every time I put out a video. So I always am on YouTube. And I came across a video by Isabella Lanter. She's a great creator. I love this girl because she tells it like it is, and she's a very, very open and forthright with her communication. I love it. And so she had a video on the dark side of the self-development industry. And I wanted to talk about it. Like, as soon as I saw this video, I was like, I'm going to talk about that. And because I've kind of discussed some of these aspects in my previous video, just about how weight loss and losing weight isn't always accessible. So we're going to get straight into her video. And of course, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna take out little snippets and I'm gonna talk about those. And then of course, I'm gonna have the link to her full video always in that box below. So let's get started.
So let's talk about personal development and what is that even? It's honestly a very trending perspective and has been trending. I think especially when the pandemic kicked off, there was this huge increase of people wanting to take the time to develop themselves, improve, and find any little thing, find out what the problem is, and get better. And honestly, I think that's wonderful. Myself personally, I've actually been going through my own self-development journey and trying to find healing, trying to become a better version of myself. So I do want to get this out of the way that personal development and the industry is not inherently wrong at all and not inherently bad. But as we know, with anything in regard to maybe my channel or so many topics or industries in the world, we've come to realize that there are many things that come up that can be really wonderful and healthy, but then there's always a dark side that comes up.
So this was just kind of an intro into the whole topic that she's going to cover. Now, my whole aspect on the entire self-development industry is it's a wonderful industry. A lot of people want to change things about themselves, especially if you're thinking about, what we went through with the whole pandemic situation, like she talked about. And then also every 1st of July, new year, new me, right? We want to change things about ourselves. We want to improve. We want to become better people. And a lot of times we turn to this industry to try to get help. And it's just not always cracked up to what it is. And then also part of the self-development industry is health. A lot of these gurus, a lot of these people out here talk a lot about health, being in good health, preaching good health. But within that health aspect, a lot of their messages are diet culture-y and bordering on fatphobia, honestly. Because a lot of them will tell you that, there are certain things that you can't do unless you're a certain size, or certain things that you can't do unless you're this picture of perfect health. And honestly, that's kind of ableist too, now that I think about it. Because I am not the picture of perfect health. I mean, I don't feel like my weight holds me back from anything, but I do, and you guys have already known, I talk about it a million times. I have a chronic back condition that I get treated for, which helps greatly. But in between treatments, like I am right now, I cannot sit too long. It just holds me back from doing certain things. And that is approaching kind of like the dark side, because in some people's minds, they feel like they can never be this self-actualized person unless they have this certain weight, unless they look this certain way, unless they have this certain level of health. And that's not always the case. because I feel like a lot of it is just about being a good person, about being a better person than you were, about achieving your own personal goals, not necessarily living up to other people's standards.
I believe that Rachel Hollis and Tony Robbins are two beautiful examples of people who are huge flaws in the self-development industry. Now, one thing I would like to state is neither of these individuals have any sort of education or profession to give a lot of advice by any means. And so I always feel very uncomfortable when I see people who actually are charging for services or for big old like live events, right? And so with that, we've seen people like Tony Robbins and Rachel Hollis essentially making crazy money by asking you to purchase a ticket so that way you can get this incredible advice or not feel alone, when if anything, I believe that it's more on preying on the loneliness that you are experiencing or preying on the fact that you don't know where to begin with a self-development journey.
Okay, so this is a big one, especially when you're thinking about like the health and wellness side to personal self-development. A lot of people are out here and they don't know what they're talking about. Like, seriously, they do not know what they are talking about. People are giving health advice and they're not medical professionals. People are giving fitness and exercise related advice and they are not certified personal trainers. They have no degrees. They have no qualifications. They have nothing. All they have is basically what they've Googled, what they found on the internet, what some article they read that might be 50 years old, maybe personal examples. I don't know, you guys. Like, I really don't know. Like, you just have to be careful with who you trust and who you get your information from. This is so crazy. I'm going to give an example of this. I was reading someone on Facebook and they have a high distrust for the medical system here in the United States. And they believe that everything should be natural and they don't believe in medications and things like that. I am way on the other end of that spectrum. But this person was having a discussion about, of course, the products they were selling. And one of those products was, I believe, maybe like some iron pills or some iron supplements or something like that. So nothing is wrong with taking iron. If you are anemic like I am, you take iron on a daily basis. This one person made a comment as to they receive iron infusions at the doctor's office. And that person asked this person who was selling the iron supplements, should she discontinue her iron infusions and try their supplements? And this person said, yes, you should, because this is going to work for you. It's better than that stuff that the doctors are prescribing, y'all. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I was in disbelief. Like, how could you make a health claim like that? You are not a medical professional. This person is not a doctor, not a nurse, not CNA, not a medical transcriptionist, a medical receptionist, a billing and coding. Never worked in the healthcare industry ever. Not a pharmaceutical salesperson, nothing. And so now that they sell herbal supplements, they can give medical advice to someone. So you guys, just be careful who you are getting your information from, who you are entrusting your health and your life with. And not just a health type situation, because self-development has other aspects as well. If you feel like you need to see a counselor, you need to see someone that has been to school and that has been trained on different methods, especially if you have certain things like ED or trauma situations. Like, you need someone who has been trained and is knowledgeable in that area. Not some random person on the internet that got their life together and now they're giving counseling sessions. You just have to be very, very careful, because people are out here to make money. They're not necessarily concerned with your life and your health and yourself.
So one of the first ones I want to read off being the high value woman and man trope. This gives the illusion that you need to do specific things to be considered of value. Now, again, I think it's kind of common sense that there are things that we can do to kind of take care of ourselves or be just an overall general good person. But talking about how you need to pretty much do all these crazy things to become a high value person, I think is very odd and really toxic, because I actually did a video not too long ago about an individual who was actually doing this, where she was talking about being a high value woman, and she'd make these phrases like, oh, in order to be high value, you need to be making good money. Or in order to be high value, you need to cover your boobs, because apparently you are inherently not a good enough if you have too much cleavage, which is very, very weird to begin with.
So the old high value man / woman thing. Oh my goodness. So high value men and women are honestly, from what I've heard on the internet, and of course, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys, please sound off in the comments if you've heard other things, or maybe you've never even heard of this stuff before, or maybe you decided to Google it and you went down a rabbit hole. I would love to talk about this. But from what I've saw, from what I've read, from what I've heard about high value man, high value woman, the high value man is touted as being one with money. And so a man derives his worth from how much money he makes, which honestly is very classist. It's very elitist. Like, you can be a good man and not be a millionaire. Like, a lot of people are searching for a person with impeccable character, not necessarily a lot of money. And high value women are sought after because of the way that they look, their appearance, their beauty. And a lot of that beauty is based upon their dress size. So I've saw the videos on the internet that have discussed a fat woman does not deserve a 6-figure man. Yeah, it has videos like that out there. And this is what the self-development industry is kind of spewing and spouting as far as what you need to do to be this high value man or to be this high value woman. Of course, there are things that can improve yourself, the way you feel about yourself, the things that you can do in your life. There are things that I have valued that have made me a better person. Part of that, honestly, has been my earning potential, and it has been my appearance. But those are not the only things that make me a valuable person. And even when I didn't make as much money, and even when I wasn't able to, wear the weave or wear the makeup or have the pretty clothes, I was still a valuable person. And if some people are only looking at you for your appearance or how much money you make, those are probably not people that you want to have in your life. And, when things hit the fan, they're probably going to go running off anyways, because beauty fades and sometimes people get in tough times financially. We're going to get into it with this whole self-development thing. We're just cracking the iceberg, y'all.
Demonizing eating fast food. Now, again, I think we all know that because again, I live in the US, we know that our food here is honestly not very good. There's so much shit that gets pumped into our system that's kind of like, we've all kind of accepted that, and it's horrible. It's very sad. But I also wanted to talk about how fast food and other things are so much more affordable to people, and healthier produce or even organic products, for example, are very hard to come by for the average family or person in the country.
Now, you guys know I talked a lot about this type of stuff in my video where I talked about losing weight being impossible and kind of like the hurdles and roadblocks that people face when they're trying to lose weight. And part of that is having access to food and having access to healthy food and things about like fast food being cheaper. So she talks a bit about the issues with people having this very negative outlook and very like horrible point of view about fast food and also processed food. And they feel like processed food makes you easily mind controllable or whatever. I don't know. Now, of course, if you're on a weight loss journey like me, you know that fast food is not very conducive to your weight loss goals. And you know that you could possibly get into trouble with some processed foods that you get from the grocery store. But I am here to tell you, I would be lying if I told you that I did not eat out. And I would be lying if I told you that I did not eat processed food. And it would honestly be a stupid lie, because I have preached and preached and preached and preached that you do not have to buy all fresh fruit and vegetables. You do not have to buy all organic, grass-fed, farm-raised stuff. I've told you that. I've told you that it's cool if you get frozen stuff, if you get stuff out of the can, because we are not perfect. All of us do not have a lot of money, and all of us do not have enormous amounts of extra time. So if you got to pop that frozen pizza in the oven, or if you got to, put the frozen vegetables in the microwave, because I sure do, then that's what you have to do sometimes. And I just really hate that people feel like they have to have this very elitist approach to health, because health to one person does not look like health to another person. You can be in very good health and still dine out sometimes. You can be in very good health and still eat processed foods. Because when you think about processed foods, people always think about chips and snack cakes and cookies and all that kind of stuff. But processed food is also Greek yogurt. Processed food is also peanut butter. Processed food is also tofu. Like, people are sleeping on what processed foods is. And it's not always horrible as they make it out to be. So do not feel bad if you cannot afford all the fancy name brand, organic, blah, 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 to be on a health journey or a weight loss journey or whatever, because you don't. They're lying to you.
I've literally seen people demonize others for purchasing a Netflix subscription and be like, wow, why are you doing that? You should be working on yourself. You should be working or finding a different side business to add a stream of income. And I think it also immediately demonizes people taking breaks and maybe sleeping in or taking time for themselves. Because again, hustle culture has really honestly fed into overworking, and it's very sad. But again, it connects into that self-development where it's like, if you're not constantly working on your job, your money, and yourself, you're not good enough. And I'm here to also let you know that you shouldn't have to be doing all these things and filling up your time so that way you feel good enough. Again, you have every right to sleep. You have every right to a break. You have every right to take moments for yourself to enjoy the things in life, because again, it's okay.
I really loved how she talked about hustle culture in this clip, because a lot of people don't think about, when they think about their health, they don't think about their mental health. They don't think about exhaustion. They don't think about stress. But all of that stuff is health related. And if you are continuously going, and not giving yourself a break, you're going to stress yourself out. You are going to exhaust yourself. You are going to suffer mentally. So these things can happen if you're not giving yourself the proper amount of time to rest. And this definitely is applicable to those of us on a weight loss journey, because sometimes you just have to chill out. Sometimes you have to have a rest day. Sometimes, you know what? Just eat the candy bar or whatever it is. Because some days, you just need a break, And what did Netflix do to anybody? I don't watch Netflix. Well, I watch Netflix sometimes. Because my baby, he likes to watch shows. And sometimes I watch shows with him or whatever. Or sometimes me and my husband will watch something. It's every now and then, maybe once a week, maybe once or twice a week. But it's for other reasons. It's not because I don't believe in Netflix. But Netflix didn't do anything to anybody out. Watch Netflix, okay? Watch Hulu. Get you some trashy reality television on TV and zone out and rest. Because we all need a break sometimes.
Even Tony Robbins, Rachel Hollis, and all these other self-help or development gurus, they have their days. They don't even have everything together, and most of them aren't even able to follow their own advice. So why should you feel the need to be perfect when even they aren't? Please remember, and this is literally a statement that I'm living by, progress over perfection. You want to progress and focus on little things that you, for you, want to heal or get better and develop within yourself. You don't need to perfect it. That's an unrealistic standard that has been put on you by society.
Progress over perfection. I love her little words to live by. Like, if you're gonna think about some kind of mantra on your weight loss journey, honestly, progress over perfection is probably the best thing that you could tell yourself, because I believe that it all starts with a little changes that result in this big dramatic outcome. Because a lot of times people start a weight loss journey very big. It's go hard or go home. It's get rid of all the junk in the cabinet and go hard at the gym for 3 hours a day and all of this stuff that's very unsustainable. For a lot of people to be successful on their weight loss journey, it is progress over perfection. No one is perfect. No one. And please do not let anyone invalidate your feelings and how you feel and your experiences and what you're going through. If your personal trainer is telling you that you're not working hard enough, you know how you feel. You know if you're about to injure yourself or puke, you don't need them, okay? If somebody is telling you nitpicking at everything that you put on your plate and everything that you buy at the grocery store and everything that you're doing for the way that you're eating and the way that you're dieting, you don't need that type of noise in your life. Even if you want to eat a pint of ice cream or whatever, you don't need that noise in your life. Everyone is not perfect, and you're going to kill yourself trying to fit into this box of perfection. Seriously, you're going to get stressed out. You're going to get overworked. You're going to get exhausted, and you don't need that, because one thing that you need is longevity and consistency. So if things are not sustainable, then you are not going to be able to be in this thing for the long haul. Right now, it is the month of October. I started this thing in the month of January, full force. I was halfway last year, but January full force. And it's been a lot of months, and I'm still going. And it's been ebbs and flows, ups and downs. And I believe that the thing that has kept me going is the fact of me telling myself, I'm not perfect. And sometimes I just need to relax and chill out. And sometimes you do too.
At the end of the day, it is a privilege to get the materials to improve yourself to the level the industry discusses. It is a privilege to buy organic food, to buy the supplements, to work out, to have the nice outfits, to do the self-care, to get your hair done. It is a major privilege to be able to swing that, and not everyone can. And honestly, let's be real here. The majority of our world is not able to afford that. Please don't feel like you have to do all these things to be the best version of yourself. And please don't think that you have to listen to all these self-help gurus in order to become the best version of you.
And if I didn't tell you already, then I let Isabella tell you that you don't have to spend your last dime trying to keep up with the Joneses and do everything that they do and buy their expensive courses and go to their expensive shows. You don't have to do that. You can legit get a free library card and go to the library and check out books. And they also have online ebooks that you can get free from the library if you're interested in reading books from some of these authors, getting information from them. And we all know that the World Wide Web is amazing, and you can Google stuff for free. And YouTube has 1 million videos about 1 million different topics. And then you have me. I'm your number one cheerleader, you guys. I am always spitting that hot fire. Those positive words. So you guys, I think this is just a cautionary tale of what to look out for when you are on a weight loss journey or a health journey or path to self-development, that you have to make sure that you keep your eyes open, because there are people that are all about the dollar bill and they're not necessarily concerned about you or your health or your well-being, okay? So it's just a lot you gotta look out here for, you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you want to see more of my content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you think you're subscribed, check again. Make sure you're subscribed. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching my videos and supporting me. And always, I say, spread kindness in a world full of hate. I will see you guys on the next time. Thank you so much.